Let me share my screen as well. Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Visible, sir.
Okay. So from today we are going to see a lot of Java programs because we are going to start discussing about operators in Java. From today onwards, the classes are going to be like 90% problem solving and 10% theory. So stay focused. So the operators in Java. So there are 6 operators in Java. The first operator is like the unary operator. And the second one is what you have arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator, and followed by you have relational operator. Relational operator. You have logical operator. Logical operator. You have ternary operator. One ternary operator, and you have the assignment operator. Assignment operator. So these many operators are there in Java. We will understand each and every operator in detail. Fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. Before understanding operator, so if I ever have to explain about an operator, a simple operator I'm taking, okay, I'm taking operator like plus operator. Okay, we have come across this operator very often, right? So we know what is a plus operator, and if you want to activate this operator, there has to be two operand. When I say operand, there has to be one value towards its left and one value towards its right. These are called as what? Operands. Without having any operands, it would be very difficult, to perform the actual calculation. So if you're using an operator, definitely there has to be what? There has to be operands. So this is the operator, and these two things are called as what? Operand. Operand 1 and operand 2. Right? Operand. Let me take it as operand. OPERAND. And this is another one. Okay, and this one is what? This one is called as what? Operator. The middle one is called as what? Operator. Okay, operator. So simply I can say that if I have to give a definition to the operator, I can simply say that Java operators are symbols. I can say Java operators are symbols that are used to perform some operations on the operands. Okay, I can put it in a simple way. What is a Java operator? What does it mean to be an operator? My answer is very simple. Java operators are symbols. Java operators are symbols that are used to perform used to perform a specific operation. Perform a specific operation on the operands. So if I ask you, okay, what are the operands? Okay, again I can say that the variables are called as operands. You can take a variable as an operand. How you can take a variable as an operand? For example, if I'm taking integer a equal to 10, and if I'm taking integer b equal to 20, okay, the value 10 is assigned to the variable a, the value 20 is assigned to the variable b. If you want to print this, if you want to perform a arithmetic operation, integer c equal to a plus b. Okay, here when I ask you about the operand, the variable is also called as an operand here. The variable, the name of the variable is called as operand. A is one of the operands and b is one of the operands. Right? So the operand can be a variable, or it can be a direct value. Can be a direct literal, or it can be a direct variable. Sometimes I can do like this: system dot out dot println. Directly I can perform the mathematical operation in within the system dot out dot println statement. I can use what? 10 plus 10. In this case, these are literals. Okay, the operand can be a variable name, it can be a literal. I can say that. Please be informed that the operands can be a variable name or a literal. Right? Example: when you take integer a equal to 10, integer b equal to 20, and if you want to perform the arithmetic operation, which is what, integer c equal to a plus b, right? Here a comma b is the operands, or the operands. Here a comma b are the operands, and plus is the operator. Okay, very simple. So no need to keep much explanation about this. So let us try to understand the first operator, which is what, the unary operator. Okay, unary operator. So when I say unary operator, you know this, I think, I guess you know this. So there is something like plus plus. Okay, let us say that, okay, let me give you a small example. If I have integer a equal to 10, okay, and if you want to do what, you want to take like a equal to a plus 1, so I want to print system dot out dot println. Okay, I want to print the value of a. What would be the answer here? Everyone answer this. The 3 persons are there. 11 is the answer, isn't it? Now you see the power of unary operator. Okay. Java C space a dot Java. In this case, the answer is 11. It is very clear. It is very straightforward. Answer is going to be 11. No doubts about it. Okay. And can you tell me? So we have an operator like the unary operator. I will explain you more about that. So I want you to understand about the post increment. So you can use the variable. You can use the variable name followed by 2 plus symbols. This is called as what? This is called as post increment. Post increment operator. Post increment operator. Right? And after doing this operation, after focus here, after doing this post increment operation, okay, and if you want to print it, can you say what would be the output in the console? Okay, or else let me do this. A plus plus. Any idea about this operator? Okay, let us see the value and we will understand it. Okay, so let me take another thing like system dot out dot print. Okay, here. So we know two things. So some value will be displayed here. We don't know what is that value, and some value will be displayed here. We don't know what is that value. Okay, let us see the values and we will come to the conclusion. Let me execute this. Java C space a dot Java followed by Java A. You are getting 10 comma 10 and 11. So this is giving 10 and this is giving 11. So why this is happening? So we have stored something. If you see the value assigned to 8 is 10 only, but here it is printing 10. Here it is printing 11. Why this is happening? We'll understand that. Now focus here. Okay, so this is the code, isn't it? This is the code. So we know that main thread will be created. Main thread gets access to the main method. So this is the first instruction in the main method. Okay, what is the value? Okay, so the 10, focus here guys. The 10 will be stored inside a variable called a. Okay, there is an a variable. Inside that a variable, the value 10 has been stored. Okay, what is the next line says? Next line, this is a system.out.println. So you want to do, you are using a post increment operator. So which is what? Which is a plus plus. Focus here. You are doing a plus plus. Right? This is called as post increment. Post increment. So the control will traverse from left to right. The control will traverse from left to right. Okay, so these two are one and the same. Okay, you cannot separate this. It is plus plus. Okay, the control will traverse from left to right. So what is the, so when it is traveling from left to right, so it has found that there is a variable a. As soon as it finds the variable a, that value will be printed first. That value will be printed in the console. Let us take this as a console. The moment it finds a variable, okay, that value will be printed in the console. After printing the value, okay, it performs the increment. Increment means, so I have just said that this operator is called as what? The post increment. Post increment operator. Okay, which means what? The existing value will be increased by 1. The existing value will be increased by which number? By 1. So if you have 10, it will be increased to 11. If you have 12, it will be increased to 13. So the existing value will be increased by 1. Post increment operator. So now you got 10 in the console. Next the main thread is identifying the post increment operator. What it will do, it will go to the variable, it will delete the existing 10, okay, and the value will be post incremented by 1. So you will get 11. Okay, so now the job has been done. This line job has been this instruction has been executed successfully. Now this has to go to the next line. Okay, what does the line says? Again, you have to print something in the console. What you want to print in the console? You want to print the value A. What is the latest value in the memory? What is the latest updated value in the memory? 11 is the latest updated value. So 11 will be printed in the console. So this is all about post increment. I will explain in details. This is what the post increment is. Okay, you can conclude that first print the value first, then perform the increment. Or else I can say that print and update, print plus update, or print plus perform the increment. Okay, now let us see, there is another operator called, okay, there is another operator. Now just try to so let us do this once again. So we have something like pre-increment operator. When I say pre-increment, this plus plus will come before the variable name, plus plus. Okay, what is the behavior of the pre-increment operator? We will understand this. Okay, then later we will combine these two. Okay, what is the behavior of the pre-increment operator? Let me go back to the paint screen. So we need to do something. Let us try to get the output. After getting the output, we will try to understand what is happening behind the scenes. Let me execute this. Okay, we're getting 11 11. In both the cases, you are getting 11 11. Okay, let me take these lines and we put it here. Okay, now we are discussing about an operator called the pre-increment operator. Okay, the first what is the first instruction? First instruction clearly says the value is 10 is getting stored inside the variable A. So in the memory, what will happen? So 10 is the value which is going to get assigned to the variable A. Okay, then later what is happening? Now you see, now we are finding an operator here. So this is the line that we want to execute. This is the line that the main thread wants to execute. The line says, so there is a system.out.println statement. It has the operator. So this operator is called as the pre-increment operator, followed by the variable. If you have two plus symbols before a variable, so this is called as what? The pre-increment operator. Pre-increment. Okay. Before a variable, you call this as pre-increment operator. Okay, now what will happen? The control will try to execute from left to right. So left is what? First of all, it is identifying the increment operator. Plus, it is identifying plus plus. Plus plus means first do the increment. First do the increment by 1. Pre-increment by 1. First do the increment by 1. Okay, so the value of A will be incremented by 1. Firstly, increment will happen. After performing the increment, okay, then it identifies the variable A. Then the variable A would be identified. Okay, what is the latest value in the memory? 11 is the latest value, and if you are taking this as a console, the value 11 will be displayed here. Okay, this line has been executed successfully. Now let us see the next line. Next line, what it's saying? Directly print whatever the values are inside the assigned to the variable A. What is the latest value that is assigned to the variable A? 11. 11 is the latest value. That's why we got 11 11. Okay, let us see let us understand few more cases. Okay, now you tell me what would be the answer for this. Everyone?
11 12.
11 12, huh? Yeah.
10 11.
10 11, huh? Okay, let's see. It's not about who is correct or who is wrong. Let's see.
11 12. 11 12.
Okay, let me, sorry, I did not save this. It says 11 11 11 11. So you'll understand why it is 11 11. Okay, now go back and let us go to the main screen. Everyone are messaging network issue today. I don't understand. Now see, now the value 10 is getting assigned, right? 10 is getting assigned to the variable A. Focus here. Focus here. This is where we get confused. Okay, so this line has been executed successfully. The next line is what? Plus plus A, right? So plus plus means what? Pre-increment. Plus plus followed by the variable name is nothing but the pre-increment operator. Pre-increment operator. Okay, so for the pre-increment, okay, the control will be traversed from left to right, right? So what is the first increment will happen? First do the increment. First do the increment. So it will be incremented to what? 11, right? Then what is happening? Then print the value of A. What is the latest value inside A? What is the latest value inside A? 11, right? So if you open the console and if you want to print this, 11 will be printed. Okay, now the instruction has been executed successfully. Okay, the control will travel to the next line. Now what is happening? Okay, now this is what? This is post increment. This is like A plus plus, right? So control will be traveled from again left to right, traverse from left to right. Okay, first print the value. Print the value means what is the latest value inside here? 11, right? Value will be printed first, then the update will happen. Okay, but we did not get a chance to access the newly updated value. That's why in the console it's 11 11, but in the memory, inside the memory, the value will be 12. How do we confirm that the value would be 12 inside the memory? In the next line, I can use something like system.out.println. I can print the value. So this is a confirmation that the value inside the variable A is going to be what? Is going to be 12. So 11 11 12. Are you getting this? Okay, let us see another example. Okay, now this time I want to do something. Okay, just like this is pre-increment. Now if you use minus symbol followed by a variable, if you have a variable name followed by 2 minus symbol, right, it is called as what? Post decrement, and this is pre-decrement. Okay, can you answer this? Any? The logic is just same like the pre-increment and decrement. Logic is same, but here you will what? You will decrease the value by 1. You will decrease the value by 1. In the previous cases, we were incrementing the value by 1. In this case, we will be decrementing the value by 1. Can you answer this?
And then 8 8.
10 8 8. Huh? Okay, let's see. Sudhir, what about you?
That's right. Same as.
Okay, 10 8 8. I hope you are getting this. How 10 8 8. Let us try to trace this really quick. Okay, this is the code, and the control will be starting from here. Always take pen and paper, and in the beginning, while learning this for the first time, do like this. Okay, take a pen and paper and do like this. Once you get comfortable, once your imagination is increased, then you don't need to have to do all this. So what is the second line? Second line is what? A minus minus, right? So this is a post decrement. A minus minus. So the control will be traversed from left to right. Left to right. Right. So firstly, the value will be printed. Okay? Value will be printed. If you have a console, okay, the value will be printed. A value will be printed directly. Then the decrement will happen. Then what will happen? Decrement will be happen. It will be the value will be decreased by 1. So the latest value is going to be 9. Okay. Next thing is what? Okay, this is pre-decrement. So it is like minus minus A. Okay, first decrease the value by 1. First decrease the value by 1. So this is going to be 8. Right? Then print the value in the console. Then print the value in the console. Decrease and print it. 8. And the last thing is what? Last instruction is directly print the whatever the value that you have for the variable a, print that in the console. So 8 is the latest value, right? So that will be printed in the console. Okay, let us do some complicated things. Okay, now can you tell what would be the answer for this?
10,
Any idea? Okay.
10, 10.
Actually, there is no such thing. Okay, only we have pre-increment, pre-decrement, post-increment, post-decrement. So you can do only if I ask you about the unary operators, there is post-increment, pre-increment, and there is what? Post-decrement and pre-decrement. Only these four operators are there for the unary. Making sense? There is no such thing like this. Huh? Just for our understanding, just to remember this, I have given that as an example. Okay. Now let us see some complicated problems. So before understanding the complicated problems, let me give another code, integer a equal to 10. Okay, so in the interview, in one of my interviews, I have given this question to the person. Okay, and I just asked him what is the value of a plus plus when plus plus a plus a plus plus. Can you answer this?
Twenty-one.
1.
21, huh?
Yes.
22 we are getting. Okay, let's see what is happening behind the scenes. Huh? Focus here. So to understand this, I want to understand the precedence table. I want to understand the precedence table. So we are dealing with, if you look at this example, so you are dealing with the unary operators as well as you are also dealing with arithmetic operators. With the combination of unary operators and combination of arithmetic operators. It has unary operators and arithmetic operators, right? If you have things like this, you should give the priority to a particular operator. Which operator has to perform the operation first? Which operation has to perform the operation at the end? So that priority we should assign. To understand that priority, there is a table called precedence table. When I say precedence table, during when we are doing mathematics, so when we are studying our college days, we know in our schooling we have what to know about the BODMAS rule, right? Likewise, in Java, there is a table called what? Precedence table. Do you know BODMAS? What is BODMAS? Sudhir?
Breakdown, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction.
Yes. This is a priority for the mathematical calculation, but for Java, there is a precedence table. Okay, so you have a precedence. Let me take it as P. P stands for precedence. Okay, and you have operator. Okay, and you also have what? Name. The first priority is always given to what? The parenthesis. Remember, first priority is always given to parenthesis. Opening braces and the closing braces. Okay, you call this as what? The parenthesis. The second priority is given for, is always given for the increment and the decrement operator. It can be pre-increment or pre-decrement or post-increment or post-decrement. You can say that increment, decrement. Then the third priority is given for what? The third priority is given for okay, division, okay, multiplication, and modulus. So the percentage symbol is called as modulus. We'll understand its functionality next class, in the next class. Okay, you have division. Okay, you have what? Multiplication. Okay, and you have modulus. Okay, and you have the there is there are three more three more things that we have to consider. Okay, let me redo it really quick. Okay, operator. and you have what? You have name. Then the fourth priority is given for the arithmetic operators. Okay, plus, comma, minus. So addition and subtraction. Addition, subtraction. Then the fifth priority is given for assignment operators. Fifth priority. Okay, assignment operators. Assignment. We do the operator equal to, okay, plus equal to, minus equal to, okay, you have like multiplication equal to, you have division equal to, okay, you have modulus equal to. Okay, these are called as what? Assignment operator. Okay, the last priority is given for what? The last priority is given for the equal to operator. The complete equal to operator. Yes, that's it. Okay, there are 5 things only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The equal to operators is coming under what? The assignment operator. Right? Now, by looking at this priority table, okay, now what is the actual instructions that we want to execute? So, these 2 lines of instructions, right? Let me put it next to here. Okay, let me put it here. Okay. So, let me separate this for the better observation. So, you have plus plus, okay, followed by a, and again you have what? You have plus, and again you have a plus plus. So, by looking at this, I can say that, okay, so there is the increment operator, pre and post increment operator, and there is plus operator. Look at the table, the priority. So we are dealing with, now we are dealing with 2 operators, increment operators, and what? The plus and minus operator. So this 2 is leading, right? 2 is leading. First you will evaluate these 2 things. These 2 things needs to get evaluated, right? When you evaluate these 2 things, so what is the actual value in the memory? 10 is the actual value in the memory. So a, okay, and this is what? This is 10, right? So firstly do this. Firstly evaluate this plus plus a, right? First do the increment, then update the value. First do the increment. Do the increment means what? It is going to be 10 becomes what? 10 becomes 11. Okay, and retrieve that value. So you are not printing it here, you are just retrieving it. It is ready to be printed because it is not evaluated completely. So see guys, very simple. So you have to move from left to right, left to right. First you are performing the incrementation. So 10 has become 11, right? After incrementing it, it is trying to access a, which means this a needs to be converted to the value. What is the value that is inside right now? 11 is the value, right? 11 will be retained here. Okay? Then followed by, okay, the priority for the plus is the second. It has the second priority. You have to complete the first priority, right? So this one you have to complete, right? So again you want to what? You want to print 11. You want to retrieve 11, which means you want to retrieve the latest value that is available inside the variable a. What is the latest value inside the variable a? 11 is the latest value, right? 11 will be retrieved or retained. Okay, then you are performing what? Increment. Okay, now the 11 becomes what? 11 becomes 12. Right? So now what? The priority has been completed for the increment operators, right? Then after this, you will do what? You will take the next priority. Next priority is given for the plus operator. So 11 plus 11 becomes what? Obviously 22. So what is the answer that we have got? 22. Are we clear? You can understand this only with the help of this precedence table. Yes or no? Shall we do another problem? Okay, try this.
No problem.
Try this. Let me keep it a little complicated. Can you do this? Let me put it in the Try to evaluate this.
-1.
-1, huh? What about Manisha? Manisha, are you doing it or not?
Yes, sir. I'm doing one second. Yes. I'm getting 20
How much?
plus 9 plus 10. 21.
21, huh? Okay, let us run this. Even I am not sure. Calculation is success. Yes, 21 is correct. Okay, don't get any confused. It's not about we saying it correct. It's about you have understood it or not. So why we got 21? Let me take this place. Let me take this place. Very simple, very, very simple. The moment you get question like this, try to separate. Try to separate
20,
for the better observation. Hello? Try
20
to,
on one.
okay.
Yeah. Calculation.
Yeah. Try to separate for the better observation. Okay. So you separate these things like this. Plus plus a. Okay. Plus. Again you have what? A plus plus minus. Again you have what? A minus minus followed by plus. And again you have what? A minus minus. Okay. Now you need to calculate what kind of operators you are dealing with. Separate the precedence. Okay. This is going to get the least precedence among all these operators. This is going to get the least precedence, isn't it? First, calculate the highest precedent operators. Precedence. Okay, you have what? Plus plus a. Okay, always try to ensure that even though if you are doing it beginning or you are expert in this, please ensure that you are tracing this properly. A is 10. Okay, plus plus a. Plus plus means what? Pre-increment. Plus plus. Plus plus means update the value. Update the value and retain. The value will be updated to 11. 11 has to get retained, isn't it? 11 has to get retained, followed by plus symbol. And again, what is happening? So retain the value, a plus plus, retain the value. Retain what is the value that is stored inside the variable a. Okay, 11 is the value, isn't it? Okay, then perform the update, a plus plus. Okay, plus plus is again what? 12, right? Okay, then what is it? You have minus, right? You have minus. Okay, so we want to do what? Again, a minus minus. A minus minus means first retain the value of a. Value of a is what? Value of a is 12. Okay, then do the post decrement. Okay, 12 becomes what? 11. Okay, now what is the next symbol that we are dealing with? Plus. Plus again a minus minus. Again retain the value which is 11 itself. Okay, then do what? Then do the post decrement, which is going to be what? Which is going to be 10. We got the answer. Later you combine, you evaluate all this. 10 plus 10, 11 plus 11, 22. You have 33. 33 minus 12, 21. What is the answer that we got? 21 is the answer. Right? Okay, let's see. Let us understand few more things. If I say integer a equal to 11, if I do it like integer b equal to a plus plus, integer c equal to a minus minus, system dot out dot println a plus b plus c plus. What is the answer now? You want me to send this? I have sent that.
What?
40, yeah. Okay, 40. Let's see. I'm sorry, I did not save this. My mistake. We are getting 41. Let's try to trace this. Huh? The question is where we will be using in the real-time applications. I will also tell you we will be using this. Okay. Tracing. So if you want to start tracing, you are going to deal with how many variables you are going to deal with? Going to deal with 3 variables, right? That is A. This is a little bit tricky. A, B, and A, B, and C. So you have 10. Okay, we don't know what is the value inside B. Okay, now go to the B. B says, okay, there is an assignment of equal to operator A plus plus. B equal to what? B equal to A plus plus. Now you have to tell me what is the value that the B is going to retain. So B is obviously going to retain 10 now. After retaining this, okay, so there will be 10 will be stored here. After this retaining, B is going to have 10. B is going to have 10. Then you are performing what? You are performing the increment operation, right? Which is what? Which is going to become 11. Right? So what is the next one? Next one is C. C is what? A minus minus. What is the latest value inside the A? 11. Right? C is going to retain 11. After the retaining, okay, it is going to do the decrement, right? So C is going to be 11. Inside C, 11 will be stored. And again, inside the A, the value is going to be what? Value is going to be decremented to minus 1, right? Decreased by minus 1. 11 minus 1 is going to be 10. Right? A 10, B 10, C 11. 10 plus 10 plus 11 plus 10. What is this? 41, huh? 41. Getting this? Manisha? Sudhir?
Yes.
Getting this now? We will see another example. Huh? Try to do this. Huh? I'm not complicating these things. Okay. Use focus. You will get this. It's not even a complication. Try to get this. If you're getting this, you know what is post increment, what is pre increment. Solve this. Let me give this for you.
51.
51, huh?
52 I got.
52 you got, huh? Let's see. 52 is the answer. Let us trace this, huh? Don't get upset if you're getting wrong answer. It's all about what we are actually learning. Okay. Focus here. Focus here. Very simple. Here, how many variables are there? You are dealing with how many variables? Let me take the pen. Okay. So we are dealing with three variables, right? So a one is one variable, two variable, and third variable. Okay, you have a, the value inside the a is 10. Okay, you have a b variable and you also have a c variable, right? Initially the a is set to 10. Okay, what is the next instruction? Next instruction is a plus plus. Okay, after this operation, that resultant value is getting assigned to b. It is not like that. First of all, think here very closely. Okay, a, first of all, b is going to have the value a value a is getting assigned to the b directly. 10 will be assigned. Okay, b is going to have the value 10. Later the increment is happening on the variable a. Increment is happening on the variable a. So a becomes 11, right? So what is the next instruction? Next instruction is what? A minus minus. Okay, I have told you, no. So you are dealing with how many operators? So you need to consider the precedence. You need to consider what? You need to consider the precedence here. So what is the precedence? Okay, first take a minus minus plus b plus plus, right? So what is the value inside the a? A value inside the a is 11. 11. Okay, and after this you are performing what? You are performing the decrement. So 11 becomes 10. In the memory, the 11 becomes 10. In the memory, 11 becomes 10. Right? So take this plus operator, and you have what? You are retaining b. What is the value inside the b? 10. After retaining, you are performing the post increment, means 11. B becomes 11. Okay? The final value is what? 11 plus 10 is going to be what? 21. Right? Which is getting assigned to the variable c. Making sense? Now what we have? We have a plus we have b plus we have c plus we have 10. Okay, what is the value inside a? 10 plus b 11 plus 21. 21, 31, 41. What is the answer we got? 52. 52 is the answer. Is it matching? Getting, Manisha?
Yes, sir.
52 is the answer. That's why the precedence, understanding the precedence is very important. Shall we go with the last problem? Okay. Don't
Yes, sir.
try to don't make any mistakes. Okay. I mean, you make mistake also, no problem. Try to trace the program like this. That is a very important thing. Try to do the tracing which I have done just now. Okay, now you do.
Zero.
0. Huh? Manisha, what about you? Doing or do it?
0.
0. Good. Let's see. Even I am not sure. 0. I have a question. How Dinesh come to net 0? He just joined now. Good Dinesh. Okay, we are getting 0. So let me explain it really quick. The 3 boxes for 3 variables. Okay, you have A, it is 10. We have only one variable in the beginning. We need to evaluate for the next 2 variables. Okay, you have B and you have C. Okay, here you are saying A plus plus, right? And the value inside, okay. So A is going to retain what? A is going to retain the 10 itself, right? B is going to retain A is going to retain 10 itself, which is going to get assigned to the B. This plus plus operator is meant for the A variable. It becomes 11. Post increment. So this line is done. So the latest value inside the B is what? The latest value inside the B is 10. Right? And what is happening after this? You are doing what? You are taking C variable, doing A minus minus, right? A minus minus plus B plus plus. We need to evaluate these two. A minus minus, okay? Value of A is 11. Okay, and A minus minus becomes what? Decrement 10 plus the value of B is what? 10. 10 will be retained. Retain that and perform the increment. Okay, 11. Okay, 11 plus 10 is going to be what? 21. Okay, in the value inside the C is going to be 21. So you have 10 in the A, you have 11 in the B, you have 21 in the C. You are doing A plus 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 B minus 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 C plus plus. Okay, let us evaluate these three things. A plus plus is what? 10 will be retained. Okay, plus plus will ensure that value is getting incremented in the memory. Plus B minus minus is what? Value 11 will be retained and minus minus will ensure that the value is getting decremented in the memory. Okay, minus C plus plus. C plus plus is what? 21 will be retained and the value, it will ensure that the post increment is getting evaluated in the memory. 21 becomes 22. Right? Now see. Simple now. Pre-increment and post increment. Okay, so where we exactly use this is in future we are going to discuss about loops, for loops. Okay, sometimes if you want to count something, for example, how many times the customer has logged in to the particular page. To give that login counts, you will use what? You will simply keep the variable name as count equal to 0. Okay, the moment he logs in, okay, you will ensure that every time the customer is logging in, you are increasing the count by 1. Okay, when you know something that it is going to get incremented just by 1, when you know something that is going to get incremented just by 1, in those scenarios you will be using. In the counting scenarios, you want to increase the count. Sometimes what happens, if you are visiting the ATM machine, right? ATM machine, there will be 3 chances, right? There will be 3 chances. If you are entering the wrong user ID and password, the credentials are mismatching for the 3 consecutive times. Okay, the count will be there will be decrement operation here. Okay, you can do increment as well as you can do decrement as well, depending upon the programming requirement. So for the first time you have used user ID and the incorrect password. Okay, now what you do? Count. You keep integer count equal to 3. First time incorrect. You do what? Every time you do what? You will be decrementing the count by pre-decrementing the count. Minus count. Minus count. Okay, second time it becomes 2. Third time it becomes 1. Fourth time it becomes, right? And also there are some cases in the gaming applications you will be using this increment and decrement operator, but especially for counting something very simple. In the if someone is visiting the page very frequently, you want to maintain those counts, you can use that wherever the count is increasing just by value 1. That's it. And in the application development, forget about the application development, especially when you're learning for loops, while loops, do while loops, over there you will be coming across this increment and decrement operator very often when you are like dealing with hacker rank problems. Okay, especially when you are learning the lead code problems, the data structures and algorithms. So this increment and decrement operators are really very helpful to us. right? So tomorrow, so this is what the unary operator is. Okay, this is what the unary operator is. There are 6 operators. Today we have completed successfully about the unary operators. So what are the, how many unary operators are there? If I ask you, you should answer right. One is post increment. Okay. Another one is what? Pre increment, and post decrement and pre decrement. That's all. Only these 4 operators are there. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the remaining operators. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any doubts, you can stay in the call and ask me, or else we can log out.